Now, shifting cultivation or farming is further classified into two types: primitive subsistence farming and intensive subsistence farming. When we talk about the difference between the primitive subsistence farming and the intensive subsistence farming, then primitive subsistence farming is a type of farming which is done on very small patches of land. In this, primitive tools like hoe, dhow, digging sticks are used for cultivation. Primitive subsistence farming depends on rainfall and natural fertility of the soil. Now, when we talk about the intensive subsistence farming, then it is done on comparatively bigger land holdings. Modern agricultural inputs like chemical fertilizers, HYV seeds, machines are used wherever required. In this intensive subsistence farming, means of irrigation like canals, tube wells are used. Soil fertility is increased by the use of fertilizers. Now, the primitive subsistence farming is further divided into two types: shifting cultivation and nomadic herding. Now coming to the first type, that is shifting cultivation. From the name it is clear that the farmer is shifting the field. Now this type of farming is done on a plot of land by clearing the trees. That is by clearing a patch of forest and cutting down the trees. After cutting down, the trees are burnt, and after burning the trees, the ashes are mixed with the soil to make the soil fertile. Crops like maize, then potatoes, cassava are grown. After one or two times the crop has been grown, the soil loses its fertility, and hence the farmer abandons that patch of land and moves to a new patch of land following the same procedure of cutting down the forest and burning them. Hence it is also known as slash and burn cultivation. Now this shifting cultivation or the slash and burn cultivation is known by different names in different parts of the world. Like it is known as milpa in Mexico and Central America, conoco in Venezuela, roca in Brazil, masol in Central Africa, ladang in Indonesia, ray in Vietnam. Similarly, in India also, it is known by different local names. For example, Bewar or Daya in Madhya Pradesh, Podu or Penda in Andhra Pradesh, Pama Dabi, Koman or Bringa in Orissa, that is ODISHA, new name, then Kumari in Western Ghats, then Voltre or Valtre in southeastern Rajasthan, Kheel in the Himalayan belt, Kuruva in Jharkhand, and Jhuming in the northeastern states and Andaman. Next, we'll learn about the another type of primitive subsistence farming, and this is nomadic herding. In nomadic herding, herders move from one place to another with their animals for fodder and water. Generally, animals like sheep, camel, yak, goats are mostly reared. This is practiced in semi-arid and arid regions of Sahara. Then in India, it is practiced by the Bhotias and the Gujars of the Himalayas.